Hello, dear friends and family. I wanted to share on this Erev Yom Kippur a little message and along with a story. So in February, my husband decided to plant tomatoes and cucumbers here in our backyard. And I'm a city girl. I really don't understand the whole process. So I said, you know what, why don't we just buy it in the store? Why do we need to put in all the effort? Why go through all that? He said, don't worry, you'll see. So he started and I watched. At first he put dirt in the bottom. You know, what's in dirt? There's nothing to benefit from dirt. We can't use it. And then slowly we saw greenery sprouting from the ground. And over the next few weeks and months, more leaves and cherry tomatoes started growing and cucumbers. And we were able to enjoy it. It was so sweet. They were so delicious. But it took time, and it started out looking gross. It was dirty. It was from dirt. But there was a lesson to be learned from that. That things happen to us in life. It starts looking bad. This one is doing this to us, and we don't like it. This is happening, and we're not getting what we want, and we don't like it. But when we trust the process, when we trust the gifts that we are given from it over a long run, we won't be upset so much. You know, also when we plant these, there actually attracts a lot of mosquitoes. And I was laying down and I was getting bitten by the mosquito and I was shooing them away. At first I was getting agitated and it was really itchy and it was hurting. So I took a pause. I said, look, this is not helping. So what can I do? So I took a breath. And I said, thank you for this. Thank you for this mosquito bite that I'm having. It's itching, but thank you for it. I needed it. You sent it to me, Hashem. You're my Abba. You know what I need. I needed this bite from this mosquito. And all of a sudden, it wasn't itching so much anymore. It wasn't hurting me as much. When we are focused on the pain or focused on what the messenger is and who the messenger is, the pain is great. But when we focus on who sent the message and what is there for, you know, like Rabbanit Chasya tells us, what we get is not punishments. We're getting disciplined. Hashem is our Father. He's a loving Father, and He wants to discipline us. And He loves us so much. And yes, He does send that mosquito, but if you don't say thank you, it could be worse. Then He can say, okay, she doesn't learn a lesson from this mosquito. I'm going to send a spider. And the spider's bite is a little harsher and it hurts a little bit more. And if we still don't get the message or we still don't accept it, a snake, God forbid, can be sent. And that's terrible. So instead of focusing on who's giving us the bite, look wider, expand your scope and see that God, who is your Father, He is sending it to you for you because He loves you so much and He wants you to grow from it. There's, I'm sorry, I just want to make sure I'm in the right spot. I had a train of thought here. So once we give the gratitude, the pain is lessened, just like with that itch. But also when we focus, let's say with this tomato, when we focus on how amazing it is and how much work we put into it, and we put more gratitude, I'm enjoying that tomato so much more. So when we put in gratitude toward, you have more pleasure. And when you are more upset and more focused on the bite, you have more pain. So this Erev Yom Kippur, the gift that we have to address these emotional issues that we have throughout the year, where we ask people for forgiveness, where we actually genuinely go into our hearts and are able to forgive the person, forgive the messenger, and focus on what are we gaining, how are we supposed to grow from this. And you have to realize that we are humans, we have limitations, we make mistakes. And those mistakes, the reason why we want to fix them is because they are causing disconnection. They're a disconnection from other people around us, and also they're a disconnection from God. And He knows that we are human, and He knows that we are able to, that we do make these mistakes, but He also knows that we have great potential, and He wants us to reach those great potential. So when we forgive ourselves and we forgive others and we say thank you, we get what we are supposed to gain from that experience. Also, on the other hand, when you see, let's say, I had the mosquito trying to bite me, and I was flapping my hands. How about a person who's passing by, who's observing me for those 3 seconds, and he sees me flapping my arms, and he can say, what is wrong with this lady? She's crazy, and keep walking. Say, oh, that girl lost her mind. But he doesn't know that there's a bigger picture there, that there are other things. We don't know what is going on with the person who's behaving the way they do. We don't know what brought them into making those decisions and making those actions. So that person who was watching me doesn't know that I was flapping my hands because I was trying to shoo away a mosquito. So I have a confession to make. Ever since the pandemic, we are taught to wear masks, and people wear it at different levels. We have the average person who wears it indoors and sometimes outdoors when they're surrounded by people. And there are some people who are extreme who don't wear them at all. And then there are others who wear them too much, and they're alone in their car, or alone in their homes, or alone sitting alone in a park, and they're wearing a mask. No one's around them. So as I was driving, I saw a driver who was wearing a mask. I saw him being alone, and I wondered, why is he wearing a mask? He's by himself. There's no one to risk him. And as I kept driving, I saw there was a passenger in the back seat. And then I saw the license plate, the TLC license plate, that showed me that he was an Uber driver. He needed to do that. So I felt bad because I judged him. And that's something that we do unfavorably to people, that we say, oh, he did this to her and she did that to him. He's acting this way, she's acting that way. But we don't know what has happened. We don't know the purpose and the reason why they're doing these things. And just the same as we don't want people to judge us and put us in a category, we can't do that to other people. We don't know what's going on. And most of us are good. We're built in a good way. But sometimes life brings us to making those mistakes. So I'd like to sum up that if we begin with gratitude and forgive, and we don't judge, and we go to help instead, we will enjoy our lives, the time that we're given here, in a very different way. And we need to use each day, especially tonight, the next 24 hours, as a reflection of what mistakes we did make, and realize, yes, they were mistakes. Yes, I did something to hurt another person, and I am sorry. And also, if someone is asking you to forgive them, even if they don't ask you, let it go. Do yourself a gift. Give yourself that gift and let it go. And don't hold a grudge, because you have so much more to give. And when we're holding and carrying those blocks of grudges and anger, we are blocking ourselves from growing to the highest potential that our Abba, our Father, has in store for us. He put it in there, and He wants us to reach it. But we have to remove those blocks. May this Yom Kippur bring us to a place of connection to our Father, a connection to our loved ones around us, and to every person that we interact with. Yes, we're humans. Yes, we're gonna bounce on that trampoline and fall and get hurt. But we're human. We put the Band-Aid back on and go. We put the Band-Aid on our knees or elbows and go back on the trampoline and jump so we can have fun again. So I love you all. May we be written in a book of life, a long, healthy life, a book of abundance, in a book of love, of peace. And may we be able to see personal redemption as well as a universal redemption. I love you all. Gmar Chatima Tova.